My name is Carol Conaway, and I am the author of The Original Skin. First and foremost, let me just say to you today that it is such a privilege for me to sit here, to be able to share with you, and to know that you're giving up time from your day to study this piece that we are about to embark on. And I take that very, very seriously. Any time that you're given to this is time that I want you to be blessed. We have prayed that you would be blessed. We have prayed that God would choose the people who should study this. And I'm sitting in a room right now with somebody who's sitting in this room praying for me as we go ahead. So thank you for being here. And I want you to know already in advance, I love you. And I just really want now this to be a good study for those of us who are fellow strugglers. And I just wanted to say that up front. So that the question I want to start you off with is, what are you struggling with? Or if you are not, look at your life and know that if you're not struggling right now, you may have struggled with something in the past or something may be coming in the future, because we all have situations like that where we're going to be struggling. And I have just come through a period like that, which you probably noticed if you've read the introduction and the foreword. But I want to back us up a little bit just so that you understand me a bit here. When I was growing up, as I said in the book, I had an affinity for numbers and did poorly really in English in school, particularly in writing. The reason I want to bring that out is not to show you what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and that I had weaker areas, is that sometimes weaker areas, I'm going to call them weaker, I'm not going to call them weaknesses, weaker areas tend to become bigger than what we think, and whatever is in that may not be true, we allow it to become truth in our life. So that the lie in that Satan's trying to get you to buy into, yes, you're not good in English, Carol. Yes, you can't do it, Carol. The far-reaching thing is, don't even try to do anything in that because you'll fail. That is Satan trying to bind you in that. And so my point is, don't let the lie become truth for you in your life. And that's what happened to me in this area. So about 3 years ago, and I have this wonderful Monday night group that I meet with, we went ahead and we were meeting, and we were in between books. And I said, well, I'll prepare a lesson for that night. And the lesson I happened to prepare was on Eve. And I called it The Original Skin, saying that her sin was covered and her skin was covered. And at the end of that, one of the girls said, Carol, this is really good. You really ought to do something with this. And I said, oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say that. And it was kind of her to say it. And I'm saying, but I could never really write, and I could never really do this. Then I went through, as you saw, a period of my life where I had a number of health issues and issues with a friend getting ill. And during that time, I had a lot of downtime. And once in my quiet time, and I am blessed with a beautiful quiet time most mornings, I really felt God was saying, look, I've given you this idea. I'm calling you. And I felt that I was being disobedient by not writing for God. I want you to ask yourself a question. When you're asked to do something and you're not feeling very comfortable in that, do you say, but God, I can't do that? And that's where Carol was. I want to put one other word in there and say, but with God, you can do that. Not but God, but with God, so that it becomes about Him and not about you. And your struggle becomes about grappling together. One of my favorite scriptures, and if you haven't claimed it, claim it today, gals, is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. When I was leading Vacation Bible School, we had a camp can do, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's about Christ. And so today when we're going forward, I want to talk to you about the difference between but God I can't and but with God I can. So I started to write, and it was interesting how it started flowing. I chose the 10 women from Scripture. I used a little poetic license, so you're going to have to kind of hang with me a little bit at times on the poetic license. I want to say that I'm a teary-eyed girl at times. I had some wonderful friends come alongside me. The first time I actually put the manuscript in the hands of another friend, I kept hearing that, you can't write, you can't do this. She's going to just laugh at this. That's what was going on, because what does he do? He first plants a little seed in your mind, and then he develops it, and then he goes for your heart. And he tries to, remember John 10:10, he comes to steal and kill and destroy. He was trying to destroy what I was doing, and I handed it to my friend. So a few weeks later, when she came back to me and she said, you've got a ladies' Bible study here. And she then agreed to help me with the questions. Then I put it in the hands of another woman who is praying for me right now in this room. And she edited it and re-edited it and re-edited it because it needed a lot of it. And then I put it in the hands of 2 other friends who formatted and helped me with it. And that is how it came together. First by Carol struggling with what I was thinking I was not good at, but God, I can't. Carol, but with me, you can. And ladies, you can too. If you want to try something new that you believe he's calling you to do, give it a try. In the end, when somebody said to me, well, look what happened, I said, even if it hadn't gone any further, had never gotten to this point, but just between God and me, it would have satisfied something very wonderful inside me, because he called me to it, and he called me through it, and he called me to finish it. And then, of course, devoting it to my sweet mom was very precious and special to me, and I gave it to her on her birthday. So I finished by saying that I want to give you the other half of John 10:10. So many people just say, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. There's a second half to that. But, remember, but God, but I have come that you would have life and have it to the fullest. That's the Good Shepherd calling us. He wants us to have abundant life. He wants us to have life that's not Satan telling us what's good and what's not. He wants us to hear what he's telling us to do. And with him, you can do it. I know you can. I hope that you will watch each segment before you do a chapter. I'm going to be taping these. We'll have them on YouTube for all of you to have, so there'll be no additional cost. If you would like to get a hold of me, in the front of the book, there's an address given. It's called originalskinfo@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from all of you. And again, if I could reach through this camera and have a cup of coffee with you, nothing would give me greater joy. Don't say today, but God. Say, but God with us. And I love you.